This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Only on RTV6, new video involving the Drejon Reed case, and his mother's lawyers are claiming the 21-year-old man did not fire at Metro Police. Thank you for joining us at 7. I'm Amanda Starantino. Call 6 Investigates obtained the video one day after a lawsuit was filed in federal court targeting the city, IMPD, the police chief, a deputy chief, and 2 officers. The surveillance video is about 24 seconds. It shows where Reed stopped after leading police on a chase on May 6th. Reed is seen getting out of his vehicle and running with a T-shirt in his left hand and 2 cell phones in his right hand, while Metro Police Officer DeJour Mercer is running behind him.
Your thoughts on that video?
How in the world could he shoot if he had a T-shirt in one hand and a phone in the other? There's no way. You can't. You can't. You can't shoot at somebody with another hand. And to be blunt, if his other hand was lower, where would it come from?
Metro Police say Reed was tased before there was an exchange of gunfire. Police also say Reed shot his gun twice and that a weapon was found by Reed's body. The special prosecutor from Madison County has state police performing the investigation into the shooting. The family is still waiting for the autopsy report from the Marion County coroner. And it's been a violent Wednesday across several parts of the city. The most recent incident happened just a short time ago on the east side. 2 people shot near a CVS pharmacy at 16th and Post on the east side. It happened around 3 p.m. Metro Police found 2 people wounded at the scene. 1 person later died. No word on the condition of the other person. And another deadly shooting investigation began very early this morning. Police found a car that had crashed into some trees near East 46th Street and Arlington Avenue. Officers say 2 men inside the car were dead from gunshot wounds. Police also found a blood trail and believe a 3rd person was in the car. And on the northwest side, police say 3 people were shot and wounded at a party just before 1 this morning. It happened at a home on Luxembourg Circle West near the I-65 38th Street interchange. Later, a victim from a separate shooting was found at a McDonald's on 38th Street. That man is in critical condition. A show of solidarity from working Hoosiers in downtown Indianapolis today. Dozens joined the Workers' First Caravans for Racial and Economic Justice. Working people made their way to a caravan route around the Indiana State House to make their voices heard. It's a call to action, seeking bold policies to confront 3 crises facing American workers: a public health pandemic, an economic freefall, and longstanding structural racism.
And we're here basically to caravan around the Capitol for economic justice and for racial justice. As we go back into the workplace after stage 4, going into stage 5, we want to ensure that all workers are safe going back into the workplace.
Additional caravans from across all 50 states and Puerto Rico also participated in solidarity actions today. And now to our continuing coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on Indiana. The State Health Department reports 24 more deaths. 2,289 Hoosiers have now died from the coronavirus. More than 41,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus, and more than 371,000 people have been tested in Indiana, with 11% testing positive. And Governor Holcomb today announced there will be no funding cuts to the state's K-12 schools as a result of the COVID-19 virus. Most state agencies are cutting budgets by about 15%, and higher education schools are being cut by about 7%. But K-12 has been spared. Governor Holcomb says this proves the importance of managing the state's finances responsibly over the last few years. And the Red Cross is in urgent need of blood donations right now. Starting this week, your donation will be tested to see if you've been exposed to COVID-19. Our Alyssa Donovan has those details.
Whenever you donate blood, plasma, or platelets to the Red Cross, your donation is tested for certain infectious diseases and viruses. And now COVID-19 is part of that list. Adding COVID-19 to the list of tests is a way for the Red Cross to work with state and national health organizations to help better understand the spread of COVID-19. It's also a way for people in our community to learn if they've been exposed to the virus. The pandemic has caused blood supply to be up and down the past several months. Cancellations of blood drives caused blood supply to drop quickly. Initially, the lack of elective surgeries helped keep things balanced. But now that surgeries are back on and urgent cares are fully operating, that need has increased by 30% in just a few weeks. That's why the Red Cross is encouraging people to donate if they can, but only if donors are healthy.
If you suspect you might have COVID-19, that's something you should go to your doctor for, not the Red Cross.
Within 7 to 10 days, you'll have access to your antibody results via the donor app or online through your donor account. For details on where you can donate blood around the Indianapolis area, we have a full list on our website, theindychannel.com. I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Thank you, Alyssa. We'll finally be able to change our conversation a little bit away from just dry and warm conditions to at least a chance for rain. May not be the opportune time in your eyes, because as we get to Sunday or Father's Day, that'll be the most likely time for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon into the evening. What's off to the east tonight may bring a shower to southeastern portions of the state during the day tomorrow. Low to mid 80s. Indianapolis officially at 85 for the high today. You can see temperatures this evening. They're still in the low 80s. So as we go through tomorrow, we're aiming for 87 for the high. We'll talk about the real heat coming up.
WRTV is teaming up with Kroger and Second Helpings, and spending this week focused on raising money and feeding Indiana families. My co-anchor Mark Mullins is at a downtown Kroger with more on this partnership and how you can help. Mark.
We are 3 days into this campaign with WRTV teaming up with Kroger and Second Helpings to help feed hungry families in our area. And it's already taking off. People are being very generous, and Kroger's making it easy. You can either donate your loose change into these kind of boxes at the end of the cash registers, or you can take their advice and round up your grocery bill. Have an extra $1, $5, $10, a donation of your amount, or you can just pick a donation and give that money. It's so easy, and so many people are making a difference because the need is there. Eric Halverson is the spokesperson for Kroger. And Eric, you were telling me that this is a really big endeavor because COVID-19 has really changed the way people and families are responding to hunger. More families are finding that it's tougher to put food on the table.
Definitely. It's surprising how many people are asking for food now who've never had to ask for it before. So Second Helpings has been a tremendous organization responding to that need in a big way all across central Indiana, and we're proud to work with WRTV to help make sure Second Helpings has the resources to put more food on the table.
You say that people are responding. In fact, you heard of one donor who has seen it on WRTV and wanted to make even more of a difference.
Yes, I don't know exactly how much it was, but I know he wanted to make a bigger donation than he thought he could do at the store. So he contacted Second Helpings directly and said he wanted to make a difference. And every dollar makes a difference. It doesn't have to be a big amount, but we know that they can make a huge amount of food available with a very small amount of money because of the efficiency of the way they cook.
About how much time is left in this campaign?
We'll go through Father's Day, so anything you can do between now and Sunday will make sure that moms, dads, kids, grandparents have food on the table and are protected from the fear of where their next meal is coming from.
Eric, thank you. We appreciate the collaboration as well. And it's very easy. You can either come down to select Kroger locations and just add on to your bill or round up, or you can go to our website, theindychannel.com/feeding Hoosiers, to find out more on how you can help. Reporting downtown, Mark Mullins, RTV6.
Thanks, Mark. 2 longtime food brands have a new recipe for social change, and it starts with the way they brand their products. That story coming up. CERF.org.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
The Boy Scouts has a new diversity and inclusion badge. They say it will build on existing programs that require Scouts to engage with other groups and cultures. It's part of their push to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Eagle Scouts will be required to get that badge, and folks with the organization say they'll also be taking a close look at any way they perpetrated racism in the past. The first black members joined in 1911, but they called them their special troops, and it wasn't until after the Civil Rights Act passed that the organization fully integrated. Some of the scouting programs, other discriminatory policies remained in place until the last decade. And the maker of Uncle Ben's rice is making changes to the brand. The Uncle Ben's logo has long been criticized for being based on racist stereotypes. The company released a statement today saying it is time to, quote, evolve the Uncle Ben's brand. The company said it has not determined specific changes or the timeline for making those changes. And just hours before the Uncle Ben's announcement, Quaker Oats moved to get rid of the Aunt Jemima pancake brand and logo. The Aunt Jemima logo was originally based on a former slave named Nancy Green. Calls for racial equality have reached a fever pitch in recent weeks following the death of George Floyd at the hands of police. Target is upping its minimum wage from $13 to $15 an hour next month. The change will take effect on July 5th. That's a few months ahead of the deadline Target set for itself when it pledged 3 years ago to implement the raise by December 2020. The new rate applies to 275,000 part-time and full-time workers at Target's discount stores, distribution centers, and headquarters. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, and it hasn't gone up in more than 10 years. The COVID-19 pandemic means we all live under some new rules of etiquette, especially when it comes to protecting our health and the health of others. Up next, when it's okay to say something to a person who chooses not to wear a mask in public. Kevin.
Well, a pattern change will bring at least the potential for some rain back to the state, but it's a seasonal change as well this weekend. Summer officially arrives. Your Father's Day weekend forecast straight ahead.
A premium. Click or call today.
Hiring Hoosiers is another way we're helping the community and keeping you informed of job opportunities of all kinds. And today we learned that Hope Bridge, a provider of autism therapy services for children, will be opening a center in Plainfield, and that means they need employees. They're looking for more than 50 people who will need to be hired and trained before they can open. Opening is set for August. Hope Bridge is headquartered in Indianapolis, and with the addition of Plainfield, we'll have 18 centers in Indiana. To apply for one of those jobs, look for this story at hiringhoosiers.com. And we should all be pretty used to putting on masks when we go out in public now. Although they're not required by the CDC, they are strongly recommended. But what happens if you run into someone who's not wearing one? Is it polite to ask them to put it on? Here's Lindsay Bosek.
As more and more people are venturing out, some may be taking a more relaxed stance on wearing masks. The weather's getting a little bit warmer, and now we're months into this pandemic. But is it okay to ask somebody else to put on a mask? I spoke with the chief medical officer at a public health hospital that's been treating COVID patients. Dr. Connie Sabor-Price is also an infectious disease specialist with Denver Health in Colorado. And while it may be uncomfortable and a bit awkward, she says absolutely you can ask someone to put on a mask.
I think it's always reasonable if you see somebody not doing something that is helping keeping others safe, then you should feel free to speak up, particularly if they're within 6 feet of your space.
A majority of the states across the country do have mask requirements or recommendations. Most of them say you should wear a mask when social distancing is not possible or when you're inside a business.
The hardest thing for me and for others, I think, is when you're outside exercising and if you're not within the vicinity of others. And I think the rules are a little unclear for that. If you're not within 6 feet of others, then maybe it's okay. But certainly if you're on a crowded hiking trail, if you are in a condition where you're near others, you should wear your mask and at least put it on when you're within 6 feet of others.
She says the mask isn't necessarily for your protection, although it does offer some moderate protection. It's really so that your respiratory droplets don't infect others if you have the disease. I'm Lindsay Boach reporting.
The Food and Drug Administration has a serious reminder for pet owners. It put out this new video with some ways to keep animals safe from the coronavirus. There have been a few cases of animals getting sick from humans, so the FDA says social distancing rules should apply to pets too. It says just limiting the number of people your pets come into contact with and avoiding places like dog parks. And if you become sick, avoid direct contact with your pets if you can. Kevin.
More community pools opening just in time for temperatures that will peak on Saturday in the low 90s. The humidity is climbing as well. As I mentioned, summer officially arrives Saturday evening at 5:44 if you want to have a ribbon cutting for that. The rain chances tomorrow in southeast Indiana, just 20%. The rest of us stay dry. Friday dry, then an increasing chance for thunderstorms. Saturday night, thunderstorm chance comes up a bit, and then it peaks on Father's Day in the afternoon into the evening. Temperatures 82 in Peru, eastern Indiana, Richmond at 80, 86 in Sullivan, 2 degrees cooler in Terre Haute. Temperatures a little above average. Yesterday, we just had a spectacular sunset. Hopefully, it's just as colorful this evening. Feel free to share those pictures with me on Facebook if you take a good one. 82 at 8 o'clock tonight, 76 at 10, and at 11 o'clock news, we'll be at 74 degrees. Temperatures overnight with a partly cloudy sky stay in the 60s in most locations, about 64 the morning low, but you see how quickly we turn it the other way. Already by noon tomorrow, 82 for the temperature, 87 the afternoon high. We hit 85 officially today, 87 tomorrow with that mixture of clouds and sunshine. A little heavier on the clouds in the southeastern portion of the state, from Indy towards Cincinnati, down Seymour to Batesville, over to Connorsville and Liberty. There are some of the isolated showers and thunderstorms. That's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then as we go to 4 o'clock, you begin to see just the isolated impact in southeast Indiana. We'll wait for a more widespread chance of rain. That will come as we get to the weekend. There are temperatures across the state Friday as we hit 90 potentially in Indianapolis for the first time this year. Typically in June, you'd have 3 days of 90-degree heat, and for the summer, 15 days of 90-degree temperatures or warmer. Looking at the weekend, will be between systems Friday. You've got the eastern portion of the country under the influence of that low pressure. Then a cold front starts to appear. That's what will impact our weekend and into early next week. Showers and thunderstorms become a little more likely as we get to Sunday, and then the chance will continue into early next week. Here's your 7-day plan. The temperatures will heat up. They'll reach their peak on Saturday at 92. Then they'll cool back down all the way to 82 by the middle of next week. In between those two marks, the daily chance for showers and thunderstorms. Father's Day, as I mentioned, in the afternoon and evening, some of your outdoor plans may be interrupted because of the thunderstorms. We'll be back with more news at 7 right after this.
Gleaners Food Bank of Indiana.
Welcome back. One Central Indiana restaurant is putting the farm in farm to table. Our Brad Brown takes us to a place where you can enjoy an ice cream cone just steps away from dairy cows.
It's a country oasis in the far northwest corner of Marion County. And all over the Traders Point Creamery property, you can find a taste of the farm.
We are better as a destination place and a real entity of Indianapolis and Central Indiana, and we think we have a more powerful voice when we talk about local food and being in Indiana.
The Loft Restaurant is the main room in the Traders Point complex. They went through a full renovation and remodel during the COVID-19 shutdown.
March, April, that is a little bit slow as we prepare for busy summer and busy fall. So this hit in March, and it kind of just rattled everything. And we had to really reinvent, pivot, just to survive.
A country chic space serves up a gourmet menu to match that look. Outdoor dining with screened-in patio spaces and a third-floor sun deck quickly became their most popular tables.
People come in, okay, they've been cooped up in their houses. They've been told not to socialize or do anything, but then they say, outside is good. So they've been coming to our trail in record numbers and just walking around the farm and just exploring it. So I think we're getting a lot of first-time visitors.
You can't have a creamery without a dairy bar. Traders Point's menu of milkshakes, sundaes, floats, and more are the real deal. Served up just feet away from the cows that make that milk.
That's exactly our marketing right now, is, hey, while the restaurant is at 50% capacity, or a week ago we couldn't even be inside, come and join us for an ice cream cone and then walk around. Everybody seems a little more friendly too. They're happy to be back. We're happy to have them. And so, it's just, now our challenge is, hey, how do we keep this momentum going and, make sure that their one evening out after being cooped up so long is really, really special.
Working for you on the northwest side, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Thanks, Brad. And Traders Point has several indoor and outdoor spaces for weddings, receptions, parties, and more.
Amanda, temperatures, they'll sit close to 90 degrees from now through Father's Day. The other change will be that chance for thunderstorms as we get to especially Saturday night and Sunday and Monday. That's what's ahead. Amanda?
Thank you for making RTV6 your choice for news. Our next newscast is tonight at 11.